We all know that owning a small business means you wear many hats, but sometimes you really need an extra pair of hands. Upwork is how good companies find great and trusted freelance talent. With more than 2 decades of experience, with the simple and ambitious goal of pioneering a better way of working, companies at every stage turn to Upwork to get things done and find more flexibility in staffing key projects and initiatives. They access a global marketplace filled with top talent in IT, web dev, marketing, and more. Posting a job on Upwork is easy. With no cost to join, you can register, browse freelancer profiles, and get help drafting a job post or even book a consultation. From there, you connect with freelancers that get you and can easily hire them and take your business to the next level. Visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That's Upwork.com to post your job for free and connect with top talent ready to help your business grow. That's UPWORK.com, Upwork.com.
Worldwide, every weight class. It's Lewis Heaton, Whiskey Bynum, It's the Boxing Rush Hour Show, hosted by Abraham Gonzalez. You know what you came for? Yes, indeed. This where you come to get your info. Listen up. Other shows throwing the towel. It's the Boxing Rush Hour Show. Let's go. In the ring, we throw hands, octagon elbows. Analytical, critical commentary is necessary. A bevy of opinions, we heavy on the winning. This podcast is to break down the pay-per-view. For boxing purists, you'll let this man through. We rise right, surprise sight at the prize fight. Hands taped up and gloves tied tight. Ring the bell, want some, get some. Let the chips fall where they may. Word to George Crumb.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to the Boxing Rush Hour Show. I have some exciting news. I'm thrilled to announce my partnership with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert, opening up an incredible opportunity for you to join some of my favorite sports books. With the packed boxing schedule coming up, there's no better time than now to get started. Head over to my dedicated page at signupexpert.com/fightsatw to explore a selection of sports books tailored to your region, each with unique offerings. If you're ready to take your sports betting to the next level and show some love for my brand, I highly recommend signing up for your next sports book through my Sign Up Expert link. You can easily find it in the description below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Boxing Rush Hour Show, fightsatw.com. I'm here with junior middleweight prospect Justin Figueroa, 12-0, 10 KOs, 26 years old, from Atlantic City, New Jersey, who's headlining on August 23rd, San Antonio Summer Showdown. Justin, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. I'm excited. I'm pretty eager, counting down the days. But my weight is good. Everything I've done in camp has led me to this point where my mindset is if you're not in shape, if you're not ready to fight by now, how many days are we out? About 8 days away, then you're just not ready, man. And I feel pretty ready.
That's what's up. All right, listen, you're from Atlantic City, right? And for those that may not be aware too much of where you're from, tell us a little bit about growing up there and how the Figueroa household was growing up.
Yeah, so growing up in Atlantic City, I grew up pretty much in poverty with my family. Pretty poor, but I won't say we were the poorest, because I know there's people and families out there who's got it worse than others. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like I had the most terrible upbringing. But yeah, I was bouncing around house to house, living in motel rooms with my family. Sometimes it will be tough to have certain meals for dinner at night. We struggled growing up, but the struggle helped me create a lot of character and build me to be the strong man that I am today. A big shout out to my father, who was pretty much like a drill sergeant when me and my little brother was growing up. And living in tough neighborhoods, we had to learn how to fight. Because one day I went outside and I got jumped by 5 kids, got beat up by 5 kids at once. My dad kept me in the house for 2 years after that and taught me how to fight boxing wise. So after those 2 years, he let me outside for the first time. And I just started beating up everyone in the neighborhood. And due to training, when you train every day, when you put the work in, you're going to get results. So that was my results at 5, 6 years old, 7 years old, because 2 years went by. And he realized I was just a good student, and I listened to him. And he started taking me to the boxing gym. and it was all training. Boxing and training was like just a hobby for the Figueroa household. That's what we did for fun. Sometimes we would break dance and stuff like that. That would be for fun, but a lot of it was boxing and training. So that's what we did. Growing up in Atlantic City was good for me because it was very diverse. I had got to get that street mentality when I do need that, to be tough, to be thorough. And I'm so appreciative for that. But then again, when I started playing sports, it started to clean me up all around. And I ended up going to a Catholic school in high school and being around certain people in different endeavors in life. It helped shape me to be the man and help me mature to be who I am today. So I feel that I'm all around. I feel like I'm clean cut, but when it's time for me to get dirty, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to win.
Yeah, that's what's up. And for people that don't know, like, listen, Atlantic City, is not all, bright lights and
It's
stuff,
glamour, yeah.
Yeah, you got Camden nearby. I trust me, I know. All
Even
right.
in Atlantic City,
Yeah.
Atlantic City was built off of glitz and glamour with the boardwalk and the casinos and the beaches. But if you go a little bit behind there,
Yeah.
that's where the poverty is at.
Yeah, yeah, it gets spooky real quick. So you've been a pro for about 3 years now, if I'm not mistaken. Curious on after the time between finishing high school and you turning pro, what did you do during that time? There's about maybe 5 years in between there, right?
Yeah, so let me see. My first couple, I always stuck with boxing. I played a bunch of different sports in high school, and then before high school, I had a pretty good amateur career. Started boxing amateur at 10 years old, and I was living in Florida with my uncle during the time my family was in a motel room. My dad sent me out to Florida with my uncle for a better living circumstance, and then the amateur circuit out there was popping at the time, so I was able to rack up some amateur fights. But around 12 13, 14, I started playing, playing football. I started wrestling. I started running track, playing baseball. I played all these sports, which I wouldn't go back and change for the world because it made me a better athlete. And I think the better athlete you are, the better fighter you're going to be. So I did that in high school. I wasn't really boxing during high school. I was pretty much a star football player, pretty good wrestler, and then played other sports like baseball and track through high school. And I had dreams of going to college and playing football in college for football, but through the lack of guidance, my grades was missing a bit. My freshman and sophomore year, I picked it up my junior and senior year, but it just didn't accumulate to the GPA that I really needed to get into some of these schools to play ball for them. So I ended up going to attending a Division III school, Rowan University, and I was going to play football there. And that summer in 2018, I graduated in 2017. 2017. So going into 2018 is where I would attend Rowan University for a semester. And during this time, I got football weight on me. I'm 215 pounds. Thought I was going to play football, but I had just made the Atlantic City Beach Patrol, where I've been a lifeguard for 8 years now. And that's been a great job to help shape me for who I am today also. But I was just trying to lose weight, man. So I got back to my boxing roots, and I was just working out all the time, trying to cut this weight. I wanted to look good for the mujeres, the ladies. I just wanted that beach body at first. But when I was out in college for one semester, I was missing class a little bit, missing homework assignments, and the major I picked which was health and exercise science. I just kind of picked that. I wasn't sure what I really wanted to do, and I didn't really know what I was doing in college. So something told me, you know what, instead of really wasting money here, because I really don't know what I'm doing, I've been partying a little bit, let me just go home. So after one semester, I went home back to Atlantic City, and it was almost like it was meant to be. The boxing gym, my parents moved to a new house, and the boxing gym was 2 blocks away from my house. So when I went home, I would walk to the boxing gym, the Atlantic City Pal, here in Atlantic City. And I was, like I said, I was just training just to lose weight. I ended up getting down to like 185, and then I was feeling great. Cut up, got down to 185, boxing a lot, training a lot. Then I started moving around with the guys in the gym and sparring with some of the pros. And I forgot how good I was. I forgot that I used to do this as a kid. I used to win a lot as a kid. And that was the potential right there. Just sparring with the pros, getting in shape. I was like, you know what? Maybe I could do this. So I found a good strength and conditioning coach, kept going down, got down to 175, and fought a light heavyweight fight in 2019, right before COVID. And this was my first open fight back since a
Mm.
kid. And I fought a dude from Philly that was 17-2. And people thought I was gonna lose, but the work that I put in, I was pretty confident. And then when the bell rings, something just comes over me where I'm locked in. Remember that dirty side I was talking about? Remember that game side? Yeah, that guy comes out when that bell rings. So I ended up winning that fight, and that was more potential right there that I saw in myself. But then COVID happened, and you know how everything happened with COVID, everything got shut down. And even me, my discipline got shut down. I started hanging out a little bit because there was really nothing to do. I started chasing the girls a little bit more, just all that stuff. So I got away from boxing a little bit during COVID. And then once everything started opening up, I was still in the phase of having fun, doing this, being young. I'm 20, 19, 20, 21 years old, you know, being young and dumb and full of you know what. But but yeah, I say the end of 2020, 2021 is when I started training real serious again. I had found my beautiful lady that I've been with for 5 years now, came across her, and something told me, like, you know, so I could stop chasing all these girls. I need that one good girl. So I got that one good girl, and I was like, all right, it's time to lock in now. So
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what I did. I locked in, training, came across a tournament to compete in, which is South Carolina Golden Gloves. And I ended up winning. I fought 2 times in that tournament in South Carolina. That's my girlfriend right there walking in. I was just talking about you. Um, and my first fight back since COVID, I had a dominant performance in the first round of the tournament. Then I fought the number 4 guy in the 175 pound division, number 4 guy in the country, Nasheed Smith. And me and him had a good fight. I ended up beating him in the finals. So I won that tournament. And I just kept seeing the potential, man. I just kept training, kept seeing the potential, kept winning amateur fights in the elite open weight classes. And elite open weight class, you're fighting pretty much the best in the country, which sometimes it could be the elite open weight class is probably harder than the pro circuit when you first begin. You know how the pros get. So I showed myself a lot of potential in the amateurs back in 2021, 2022. And after about 10 fights, fought in the nationals, fought the number 1 guy, what's his name? Dante Lane. Me and him had a good fight. I thought I won, but they gave it to him in the nationals. But I got a lot of good experience. So it showed myself that I'm a good fighter. My discipline is there now. And it's time to turn pro. I'm from Atlantic City, New Jersey, a fighting city. So at the time, it took me about 6-7 months to really turn pro. After I fought in a tournament in December, I wanted the new year to turn pro. But I knew I didn't want to just turn pro. I knew I wanted to turn pro with someone that would back me, talking about a manager, someone who back me, someone who will have the best interest in me, and someone who has connections. And it took me a very, very long time to find that 6-7 months in the making, in the work. So I did my own research. I read a book, Protect Yourself at All Times, by Adrian Clark, educated myself on the business side of boxing. And I came across my first professional contract with a promoter. And from reading the book, I knew some things were kind of fishy, kind of something was off. And then there were some things in the contract where I knew I haven't really seen in the books. I came across Adrian Clark's Instagram, and I DM'd him asking him about, hey, can you check this contract out? I read your book. Long story short, he checked out the contract. He told me, you know what, just wait off a little bit. So I waited about a week, and he got back to me. He said, I have someone that I would like you to work with. I'm like, sure. He's like, Jolene Mazzone. I was like, oh, a woman. All right. He said, she's very experienced, been in the game for about 20, 25 years. You know, she's going to do great things for you. And I said, let's do it. I heard she worked with Arturo Gatti in main events, and Jolene Mazzone has done wonders in my career so far. So I'm very appreciative during that struggle, and all my struggles throughout my life since a kid with my family, and the struggle of even turning pro and finding someone to believe in me. And now I have a lot of people who believe in me, a whole city, my team, management, my training team, my girlfriend. So a supportive fighter is a tough fighter to beat. A confident fighter is a tough fighter to beat. And that's who I am.
Yeah, that's what's up. And I was going to mention that because I was like, it's a wild coincidence that Jolene manages you, and she worked with Arturo Gatti, who had legendary nights in Atlantic City. So, did all of that, like, how did you process that when you understood like her experience and the coincidence that she was working with somebody so legendary like Arturo Gatti, and then now you from Atlantic City, kind of getting that same energy.
I mean, up to this part with training, with getting with Jolene Mazzone, the fights, everything in my career so far, it's almost like I'm pretty much like, I'm ordained for this. This is meant to be. I'm destined for this. So that's how I feel. That's where I get all my confidence from, along with the training and the work that I put in with my team. But I would hear all these good things about Jolene Mazzone. So I knew and people would tell me, oh, you got a good one. You got a good one. There'll be coaches that would tell me, I don't know what you did in the world, in the universe, but you came across a good one. And so I took everybody's word for that. And then my first fight was at Bulwark Hall. And the only time I've been in Bulwark Hall, well, not even been in Bulwark Hall. I remember being a kid playing Fight Night round 4. And my brother used to pick Roy Jones, and I would pick Otero Gotti. And we would play Fight Night. I think it was Fight Night 2004 on the PlayStation 2 in Bulwark Hall. So to fight there for my first fight was very big. So I knew everything that I was getting into. It meant a lot. The what was growing from everything from the first fight to up to now. But honestly, I didn't realize how big Jolene was, how much respect she had, how many connections she had until she brought me to the IBF convention. I was here in Atlantic City back in what was that? Maybe May, June. And everybody was in here. Everybody at the IBF convention was just praising her, telling me like, hey, you got a good one right there. You got a good one. So it was really cool to see all the connections and everyone who believes in her. And I certainly do too.
That's what's up, man. And real quick, we're gonna get into you're fighting your first 8 rounder, if I'm not mistaken, second fight of 2025, against Jared Tennant, 9-5, 4 KOs. He's never been stopped. He went the distance with Brandon Adams, Marquise Valle, Kendall Castaneda. When you hear all of that, what's the first thought that comes to your mind?
Well, we're fighting in San Antonio. Last year when I fought in San Antonio, the guy that I fought, I beat on him for 6 rounds, but he just kept getting up, kept coming forward. And that was the first time I really noticed in the fight where I was like, I'm having fun. This isn't so serious when I'm trying to knock somebody out. Like this guy's game. I'm having fun. Now I'm boxing. Now I'm fighting. And we put on a great show for San Antonio last year. And I'm looking to do the same thing. I'm gonna come out aggressive. I'm gonna come out to put on a show. I would like to get a knockout, put on a spectacular performance because the work that I put in camp definitely shows, and I definitely know the work that I did put in. And this guy is game. And I just want to give a good show for San Antonio, but I am looking for a spectacular performance.
All right, and then lastly, what do you expect, or what should fans expect from you as we head towards the end of the year and we start going into 2026, from the career of Justin Figueroa? Like, what should they anticipate?
Well, first, they're looking for me to bring this belt back to Atlantic City, and that's for certain. And I'm pretty sure about that. Then in November, I should be fighting here in Atlantic City, and that's going to be big, especially bringing the belt back. And I'm growing here in Atlantic City. I'm becoming a popular name, the fighting pride of Atlantic City. I'm even going by Mr. Atlantic City now. So it's funny. I'm having a great time here. So that's going to be big when I come back in November. And then I'm going to take the rest of the year off, kind of recover, and focus on myself, have some family time, enjoy the holidays. But I love training, so I'll still be training. And then starting the new year, I'm going to leave it all into Jolene Mazzone's hands. Whatever she has planned for me, I'll be ready for it.
That's what's up. Well, listen, Justin, I appreciate your time. It was a pleasure speaking to you today. I wish you the best of luck on your fight and moving forward. And I look forward to speaking to you soon.
Abraham, thank you so much for having me.
All right, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Boxing Rush Hour show, fightsatw.com. My next guest, he's coming up the ranks. People need to keep an eye on him, and he's moving fast. And he's got a really, really good, solid team around him. He's 13-0, 5 KOs, super middleweight prospect Daniel Blancas. What's going on, Daniel?
How's it going? How's it going? Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, listen, we're here this morning doing this thing. You're from Milwaukee, right?
Yep, Milwaukee.
Wisconsin.
Yep,
And
the 414.
the 414. Not many people know about Milwaukee, right? So to start off, I kind of want to get a little bit of an understanding of how it was growing up in Milwaukee as a child. What your family dynamic was. Were you the only child, and those type of things. So
Right,
tell us a
right.
little bit about that.
Yeah. So, I'm from Milwaukee. I'm not the only child. I actually have two younger brothers. So I have a 18-year-old brother and a 7-year-old brother as well.
Okay. All right. So how was it growing up in Milwaukee? Tell us about that because I don't know
Uh-huh.
anything about Milwaukee.
No, Milwaukee's real beautiful, man. It's beautiful. We got a lot of nice stuff here. We got the Bucks, we got the Brewers, and those are my teams. And growing up here is was really nice. You know, it's a medium sized city. You know, I really like it. I enjoy it. A lot of great food here too. Um, a lot of good Mexican food as well. We got the what is it? Miller Lite, the beer. You know, I
Okay.
don't drink beer, but you know we
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
got a lot of beer factories here. You know, Milwaukee and Wisconsin as a whole is one of the maybe not a good thing, but it's one of the drunkest cities in the U.S.
Okay, and so tell us about what it was like in the house. Did you grow up with both of your parents? How was growing up in the household? Like, there's some folks that grew up on hard times, maybe others not
Yeah,
so much. So how was
right,
that
right.
part?
No, I mean growing up was it was good. You know, of course, you know every family has their struggles. You know, not everything was easy for us, but my parents, you know, I'm very blessed to have good parents. I got both of my parents with me. They're both very supportive. My father's one of my coaches as well. So, you know, they did a great job taking care of me and my siblings, keeping us on the right path. Especially here in Milwaukee, you know, it's easy to stray off the right path. So I'm very blessed to have my parents. You know, they did a great job. So I got nothing bad to say.
Yeah, that's what's up. Okay. So how did boxing come into the mix for you?
Yeah. So how boxing came. My dad was a boxer. My uncle was a boxer, and even my grandpa was a boxer. So it's been in the family. And my uncle and my dad started going to a gym here in Milwaukee, and you know they started bringing me along when I was young. So by the time I was 8, 9, my dad was like, "Do you want to box?" And you know, as a kid, you're like, "Eh, you know, sure, why not?" You know, I thought it'd be fun, so I just started going. And originally, I started boxing because as a kid, I was pretty overweight, you know. So I started off as a way to keep me in shape, and then I just started liking it. So my dad's like, "You want to compete?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, sure, might as well."
Okay. And then at what point did it become like real for you? Like that you wanted to do that? Like what age was that where you said, you know what, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, so boxing is a tough sport, man. Of course, you know, being a kid, you want to go play, hang out with your friends and stuff. Had to sacrifice a lot. You know, I didn't really have my childhood like you know, like a normal kid has. I was missing out on parties, you know, hanging out with my friends, going out with them and stuff, because I had to go to the gym. But when it really like hit me that like, oh, this is what I want to do was, I'm gonna say when I was like 15, I think that's when I won the USA championships to make the USA team. That's when I was like, wow, like this is what I'm really locked in now. Like this is what I want. This is really what I want.
Okay. All right. And then I read somewhere that you were going to school to be a nursing assistant. Did you finish that? Like, well, talk to me about that whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. So I went to school for nursing. That's what it was.
Okay.
I was going to school for that, but man, that stuff is tough.
Yeah.
That stuff is hard, and it was taking a long time. You know, I was able to get my general courses done. I started taking some of the human anatomy, the chemistry that we needed for the nursing part, and it was just taking such a long time. So I told my parents, I'm like, yo, like this is gonna take like 4 years and I want to go pro. So how about instead of you know being a nurse, finishing fully the nursing, I become a CNA instead. That's a nursing assistant.
Yeah.
So that's quicker. You know, I think it was like 3 months.
Okay.
I did the course. So instead, I did that. You know, I got my technical diploma to do that.
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
have that as my plan B. You know, just in case, because boxing, you know, nothing's certain in boxing. I could get hurt. I could, you know, something could happen. You know, God forbid. But at the end of the day, you know, I gotta have a plan A and a plan B.
Yeah, nah, and um how did that career choice like come about? It's kind of like polar opposite of
Yeah,
of
yeah,
boxing, right? Like so how
yeah.
did how did
Yeah.
that come about?
Yeah, that's what people say all the time. They're like, "Why? Like, you're a boxer, but then you want to be a nurse or a CNA? Like, how's that work?" And I'm like, I don't know. Like apart from me being a boxer, I'm a real good person. So I like helping people. I like being able to help someone. Like brings me joy. So even if it's in the nursing home or a hospital, like if I can help someone, um, it just makes me feel good. And I also find the medical field very interesting as well. And that along with that stuff is super hard. Respects to all the nurses, all the doctors, everybody in the medical field, because that stuff is not easy, and we rely on everybody.
That's what's up. All right, listen, you had your pro debut on March 2022.
Hmm.
Walk me through those feelings in that locker room. You about to come out with your first pro fight.
Yeah,
What what thoughts were going through your mind? I'm always
I
interested in knowing.
yeah, I still remember that day, man. My pro debut. I was really nervous, and it's crazy because I've been fighting since I was like 8, 9 years old, right? And for my pro debut, I'm like really nervous. I'm overthinking it. I'm like, man, like. But then one of my coaches was like, it's just another day in the office. You've been doing this for so long now. Like, how many fights did you have? And I'm like, oh, like over 100. And he's like, all right, so this is fight 101. Like it's just another day in the office. So that stuck with me. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like I shouldn't be overthinking it. Like I gotta have fun. This is what I love to do. So I was able to like get back into focusing after that.
All
And
right.
then
Yeah, and then so after four fights, if I'm not mistaken, you got with Team Benavidez,
yeah,
led by Jose Benavidez
yeah,
Sr. How did that come about? Because you just don't stumble into,
right,
working
right.
with Benavidez. How did that come about?
Yeah, so the way that I got with Team Benavides was like a year or two prior to that, I was in California because I was visiting some family out there, and I had the opportunity to spar David. My dad was talking to one of the coaches over there. I forgot who it was, but my dad was able to set up a sparring with David, and we were like, of course, like like it'd be an honor to work with David, share the ring with the Mexican Monster. So we sparred over there at I think it was the Brick House Gym in LA,
Yep.
and David and Jose Senior they really liked the work, so we stayed in contact, and then it was for the plan fight. They invited me to camp so I can help David spar, be a sparring partner, and we got along real good. We clicked. Everyone was treating me real good. They really like the work as well. So Jose Senior was like join the team, like you want to join the team? And me and my dad were like, hell yeah, like of course, like that'd be awesome. So then ever since then, we've been working together, and it's been a blessing. I got so much love for Jose and all the Benavides team, and they've been helping me grow. And every fight, I feel like I've been leveling up, thanks to them, thanks to my father, and I'm just excited to keep on going. Really.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna ask you, how was that sharing the ring with David? Such an elite fighter and getting those type of rounds and like talk to me
Yeah.
about that experience.
Yeah, definitely. The first time I sparred David, man, of course I was nervous. I'm like, damn, I'm about to get in there with the champ. Yeah, but it was fine. My dad was like, just do your thing, just be smart more than anything. Really focus on defense because David's explosive, man. He's fast, he's strong, and it's crazy. So I was like, yep, I'm gonna focus on defense, and I did real good with David. He really liked the work too. He was like, oh man, he's like, good job. I really that was fun. Great work.
All right, that's what's up, man. All
Yeah.
right. What are some of the valuable things you've learned from Jose Sr., being with him and then being around the other fighters like Diego Pacheco and
Yep.
David and all them? Like what
Yep.
are some of the valuable things you've learned so far?
Definitely. It was when I first, started working with Jose. He was like, "You have a great style, great everything, but you still have that amateur style. Like, instead of sitting down on those punches and really trying to hurt. Like, at first, I was still focusing on my speed and points. He was like, no, like in the pros, like we got to sit down on those punches and do some damage. So that was one of the biggest things that we worked on.
Okay.
And just watching David train as well, he trains like an animal, man. It's just super motivating watching him train, and I'm like, wow, like I could see like why he's at,
Mm.
like because the way he trains is just crazy, and it really opened my eyes because if you want to be a world champion, you got to bust your butt in that gym every day, and that's what David does. So that's what I've been taking away from that, and working with Diego as well, man. He's a hard worker.
All right.
Every day in the gym, everyone's just training hard, pushing each other, getting better. So I'm real happy to be a part of this team, and everyone gets along well, and it's awesome, man.
That's what's up, and that's important, man. You've had two fights this year. With February against Juan Barajas was undefeated at the time.
Yeah.
Did you feel like this year you've gotten the step up in opponents that you needed at this point of your career?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I have not had a single easy fight. Every fight that I've had has been tough. And these guys come to fight, especially when I fought Juan Barajas in February. I could feel, like he wanted to win. I could feel that energy in the ring, because we're in there fighting, and I'm like, man, like this, he wants to win, but I mean, I can't let him take it away from me. So I
Yeah.
had to dig deep for sure.
Yeah, that's what's up. All right. And then like so who are you do you have a promoter right now or are you just kind of working with different folks?
Right now, yeah, I'm just working with different folks right now,
Okay.
trying to see where we're at. I've been fighting on PBC cards a lot, so I'm trying to get in there.
Okay. All right. And then what does the rest of the year look like for you? How does that pan out?
Right now, I'm actually gonna head back to camp in a few days, so we're gonna get ready for the next one.
Which
I
is
don't really
when?
have a set date for it yet,
Okay.
but I'm
Okay.
gonna start. I've been staying in shape here with my dad over here in Milwaukee. So once I get to camp, I'm just gonna get right to it. So I'm gonna get a fight there real soon, and hopefully I could get two in. To be honest, I hope I could get another two in, so I can keep being active and keep growing, keep learning.
All right. And then just real quick, like who are you outside of boxing? Like who's Daniel the person?
Yeah, outside of boxing, to be honest, have you seen that meme where it's like I'm just a chill guy? That's
Yeah.
really me. I just be chilling. I love to spend time with my family. That's the biggest thing for me, man. It's God, boxing, and family, man. Those three things, man. Without that, I'm nothing. I love spending time with my family, going out to eat with them, hanging out with my brothers. Especially, I'm real close to my brothers. I love them. I like to watch some sports. Right now, only baseball's on, so I just gotta stick with baseball until NFL starts. Then I'm a cheesehead, so I gotta root for the Packers.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man, what no doubt. Um, you know, why should fans tune into your fight? And I always like to ask that question because we're in an age where there's a lot of competition for
Yeah,
people's eyes, right? For their
yeah, for
attention.
sure.
So why should they watch your fights?
I think me being a prospect, I'm still proving myself. But to the fans that have been watching me and know about me, they know that every fight I come and entertain. I always look to bring a good fight. It's the fans want to see a good fight, be entertainment. So that's what I want to give the fans. I want to be that person that's exciting to watch.
Yeah, and where's the best place to point the fans towards to follow your stuff? Is it Instagram? Is it X? Like where's the
Huh?
Facebook? Which is the best place for them to
It's
get all your
really,
updates?
really, Instagram is where I'm most active, and it's one of the, really Instagram and X. I got to get more active on X, but I'm really active on Instagram, and that's where, I have the biggest following.
Yeah, and let the people know what's the
And
account.
you guys can follow me at Daniel.Blancas 24 on Instagram.
Okay. All right, listen, Daniel, I appreciate your time. I want to wish you the best of luck in the future with everything you got going on. I feel like we're going to be talking more later on in the
Yeah,
future, and keep doing your thing, and we'll see what happens for your next fight.
yeah, yeah. Sounds good. I appreciate you for the interview as well, Abram.
Abraham
Thank you.
Gonzalez. It's the boxing rush hour show.